Have I got something special for you? I just got done meeting with Dr. Jordan Rubin. This is the guy that has the ancient nutrition. You might see him on TBN. He has been able to defeat like Crohn's disease. These guys, these are like inventors. God has given us Edisons, like I call him Thomas Edison in agriculture. These guys are inventors or discoverers, I might say, of ancient principles in the Bible that combine together with nutrition, the way that God really designed all the fruits and vegetables in the earth that were meant for man's longevity. It's all been washed out. It's been messed up. And you know as well as I do, there's been all kinds of interference with the food chain. So that stuff has changed that our forefathers had. That what I'm saying to you is this broadcast is more important than the average one, because I'm talking to Jordan about not only gut health, stomach health, the ability to have a metabolism that can process foods, but I'm also looking at the health, the ability of like probiotics. Annabelle, my wife, has this probiotics in the refrigerator. It's like one of the things that, you know, she says is so important. And I'm talking to him about it. He said, yeah, there's prebiotics that you take. Plus there's the biotic and then the probiotic that goes forward like an army that goes out to totally proactively take care of the viruses and germs and bacteria that get into your system. I just want you guys to catch this because he picked out one probiotic out of 1,600 candidates that he was explaining to me is in a new formulation he has. And Mercedes, if people want to be able to get a hold of this and get a 30 to 40% discount on it, because I'm taking this myself immediately, right? I took it right here in the studio. Where do they go to get it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you can go to the link on the screen here, ancientnutrition.com/Lance. Make sure you use the promo code Lance Rocks because he does. And then what we also have is if you put in the comments the word gut, G-U-T, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, we will go ahead and we're just going to send you the link right there into your messages. But I got to tell you, this broadcast, I mean, we just got done doing it, like Lance is saying, and these are my two most favorite Jews, and it's a conversation that you just can't miss. So informative, and I'm telling you, this could be somebody's missing piece. Got to watch it.
You know, I'm committed to my generation finishing strong, finishing well. I really do believe that I do a study on convergence, which is like destiny. And the convergence data that I get is that after 50, the majority of Christians enter into that period of time. It's a cosmic time when there's a kind of an overlapping of all your previous life experience, your gifts, talents, and acquired skills converge into opportunity to do something. And God gives you an assignment. And then sometimes that assignment at the end of your life is the reason why you went through everything in the earlier part of your life. And Mercedes Sparks, when it comes to convergence, the number one thing we find that can knock my generation, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, out of convergence is their physical health.
Yeah,
and that's our data. It says so I focus in these times of stress and news cycles. I say I'm disconnecting from it, and I'm not going to get sucked into the vortex. I cover news. I do that stuff for people. You guys know me for doing that on Flashpoint and other programs. But how do you stay emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically resilient? And I want to talk to you about something, your internal health, and I'm taking care of this myself, and I'm working with inventors. That's why we look at different technologies. And one of the guys I love to work with is the Edison. I call him like the Edison in the laboratory of agriculture. It's Dr. Jordan Rubin. And I was discussing recently metabolism. Because, you know, this metabolism thing, if you have a healthy metabolism, it burns all that fat. I feel like I'm blessed that my metabolism burns stuff out, you know? And I feel at times that it's not consistent as I get older. And then I'm putting on weight and I'm feeling, you know, bloaty and I'm looking at this gut health and feeling and I'm thinking, I got to go back and find out what products can I take that are meeting that something's eroding in me. So Mercedes, we're going to bring Dr. Jordan Rubin from the laboratory.
Yay.
My dear brother, share with us your latest research on what we could do in dealing with this subject of metabolism, gut health, and all of that, because Annabelle's got me taking enzymes and wants me to do probiotics, but you're the guy I'm going to talk to. What do I need to do?
Well, I can tell you, Lance, that probiotics helped save my life. And I've seen probiotics, the right probiotics, as indispensable tools for not only our bodies, but actually our entire planet. And it wasn't until I discovered a certain probiotic from the soil. Yes, that's right, from the soil. You could say in one of the first articles that were written about myself and this discovery, it was let them eat dirt. And it basically talked about the two missing elements in our soil. And they both start with an M. Microbes, that would be microbial organisms, bacteria, and minerals. And I learned after 2 years of struggling with every health challenge in the book, starting with my gut, that probiotics from the soil, and I'll say the species, even though it's a little bit scientific, called Bacillus subtilis, spelled subtilis. This is a organism that you consume from healthy fruits and vegetables when they're not overly sanitized. So think about our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents pulling a carrot out of the ground and dusting it off, or eating an apple from a tree. We would consume not only the fruit or the vegetable, but billions of microorganisms that are found in healthy soil. The same organisms that keep the plant's root system healthy keeps our gut healthy, because the gut, the digestive tract, the small and large intestines, is the root system of our body. These organisms, particularly Bacillus subtilis, is like an internal army. Think of it as Navy SEALs, Army Rangers. It goes into your gut when you consume food that is fresh or in supplement form and sets up shop, and it has weapons that keep the bad guys, bacteria, viruses, parasites, and yeast that are in the imbalance level, it keeps them at bay. It creates scientifically a zone of inhibition. Think of it as a shield around the wall of your gut to prevent bad guys from taking up residence. And this probiotic Bacillus subtilis, and we have a special version of that I'll talk about, it actually helps break down old, undigested food. When you eat, that which you are unable to digest rots in your colon. You probably heard these crazy stories of how John Wayne and Elvis had 10 to 20 pounds of fecal matter in their colon when they died. I do not know that that is true. But what I do know is that which we don't digest doesn't simply disappear. It literally rots in your gut. And that's why you feel, as you referred to it, as bloating. We were talking about which TV show or movie had the best definition of gut issues. And I will tell you that in my lifetime, I was diagnosed with Crohn's colitis in 1996. And actually, it was 95. And I never once saw an ad for a medicine that treated ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. Today, whether you're watching YouTube, streaming, or what they call linear TV, good old-fashioned television, I don't know about you, Lance and team, but I see lots of ads for Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, you name it. Mm-hmm. It is astronomically increasing, not to mention the general constipation, occasional diarrhea, gas, bloating, indigestion. The way to fight back against these gut enemies is with the superstar. We call it Bacillus subtilis AB22, and it is the main ingredient in our probiotic for metabolism that is regenerative organic certified. That is what we call ROC for short. So if you're thinking, what is this, Jordan, that you're talking about? It's a regenerative organic certified probiotic with benefits for metabolism. It is actually triple certified in that it is certified organic, non-GMO, regenerative organic certified. It contains prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics with 95% of the ingredients grown on our farm, and it's even manufactured in our facility right on our farm in Missouri, which is the other farm that you didn't yet get to visit, Lance. So I know I gave you a lot of words, but let me say it this way. I would never travel overseas. And by the way, I've been to India. I've been to Africa. I don't take the medicines they recommend. I don't take the vaccinations and immunizations they recommend. I take a kit of foods and supplements to protect me. Now, remember, I'm the guy that had serious bowel issues, looked like a concentration camp victim, almost died. So if anyone needs to worry about Montezuma's revenge in Mexico, it's me. The reason I don't worry, even when I'm in a place like Kenya or India where they say don't drink the water or brush your teeth with the water, the reason is I load up on my already, I'll say, prolific consumption of probiotics. I double up before my evangelical crusade or mission trip or vacation, double up when I'm there, double up when I'm back, and I am rocking and rolling. Too many of my friends and loved ones go out of the country and they're derailed for about half of the trip. That's not a way to travel. However, I don't just take these probiotics when I'm traveling. I take them every day of my life, and I have for almost 30 years.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, I wish I had talked to you, all the mission trips I've done. And speaking of that colon thing, that with the fecal matter, that really disturbs me because you know what really bothers me? Once I started getting enlightened about how it's hard to digest certain things, I thought about all the gum I swallowed as a teenager. And I'm wondering where that's parked. I'm expecting I've got a Union Carbide wheel, a tire somewhere in my, somewhere they're gonna find with the next scan they do. Tell me about ginger. Because Annabelle, whenever we go out, my wife is kind of like, she's the unofficial Dr. Naples. Her father was a doctor. I accuse her of practicing medicine without a license. By the way, she introduced me to ancient nutrition. That's how I found out about you. And so she's telling me when we're out at, Oriole restaurant, eat the ginger. It's like a Jewish wife. She goes, it's good for your digestion. Is that true?
It is true. And one of the keys to our probiotic for metabolism is ginger. Now, when you eat ginger, Lance, what sensation do you feel? I mean, it's hot, right? And
Yeah.
It's warming. So ginger is warming to your system, and it actually revs up your engine. So ginger is metabolically active. Many spices are, but ginger in particular. And it is no secret that ginger, particularly pickled ginger, which, by the way, Lance, contains probiotics, is consumed with undercooked or raw fish.
Yes, sushi. It's the suit. That's when she's telling me eat the ginger. It's good for you.
It is. And if you eat too much of it, it gets hot. What else do they serve with sushi? Wasabi, which is fermented root of the wasabi, which is like a cruciferous vegetable. And you get a little pickled ginger, you get a little wasabi, you're heating up your body, you're revving up your digestion and metabolism, and hey, you get a little bit of bacteria or something else in your system when you're eating your sushi, you're going to be just fine. Even though there's a warning that says consuming raw or undercooked fish can cause this, that, and the other, especially if you're young, old, or have an immune issue. That's the warning on the menu at a Japanese restaurant. The Japanese knew instinctively to consume probiotics with their meal and the spice ginger. And guess what we give you in our probiotic that's organic, regenerative organic, and it's non-GMO. By the way, it's the only probiotic that has all three of those certifications. This has amazing benefits for your whole body. And ginger that we ferment on our own farm, similar to what you eat at an Asian restaurant, is there to boost metabolism and support digestion.
Well, Jordan, what's the difference between the probiotics, the prebiotics? Like I see everywhere I go, it's the biotics, but what's the difference between all of the different ones?
Great question. So is logical, and I'm going to explain why. Biotic means life, and prebiotic is before life. It feeds the probiotic, which is a living organism. So think of prebiotic as the lunch for the probiotic, which is the living organism, and postbiotics. And I'm the only one to explain it this way because it makes sense to me. Postbiotics are the weapons probiotics create to win the battle for your health. Food, prebiotics, feeds the soldier. Probiotics are the soldiers. Postbiotics are the weapons that the soldiers launch to destroy bad guys and win the battle for your health.
I love that explanation. It's like the explain it like I'm 5 version, and I got it. So I am feeding my army of biotics that are in my gut. I mean, gut health's so crucial, though.
Well, I have to say, Mercedes taught me you can ask ChatGPT, explain this to me, some complex question, like I'm 10 years old. And then it gives you the illustrations, kind of like, so I do that with complex economic stuff. Tell me about mushrooms. You're the only man that I know that would combine ginger and like a cordyceps mushroom. What's going on there? What's the deal with the mushrooms? You love mushrooms.
I love mushrooms. Mushrooms act as prebiotics, and then in some cases, even postbiotics. Mushrooms are culinary and they're functional. If you look at a massively thick materia medica from China, so think of a materia medica is a book or guide of drugs. Did you know that herbs, mushrooms, and even some animal products are organized in a materia medica in China? So I had one of those translated, and it has the benefits of these mushrooms, tells you how to prepare them, tells you what the benefits are, and why and who should use them. Cordyceps, for example, not only provides food for the probiotic, but it also provides energy and endurance for your body. In fact, the 1984, or it could have been the 88 Chinese Olympic team had their greatest haul of medals, haul HUL, in Olympic history. And when interviewed, they attributed at least some of their success to consuming the fungi. We call it a functional fungi, cordyceps, which was only allowed to be consumed by emperors back thousands of years ago. But now we actually grow it on our farm in Missouri. It is amazing for so many things, but it is great for your metabolic function and muscular and exercise endurance. And it's great along with ginger that revs up your metabolism as well.
I'm telling you, Jordan, let me take a moment to tell the audience now why we're having this conversation. Because I'm researching what I'm taking, what I need, and I do prayer lines now for my people, and I'm finding out what their maladies and problems are. This digestive issue is serious. The constipation, gas, bloating, the whole metabolism being balanced out, the eating food and not having pain and stuff afterwards. This gut health thing is serious. This particular new development that Dr. Rubin has, the reason I wanted to get it on the program is because it's regenerative organic certified metabolism support that combines 30 probiotic strains that are uniquely combined together. You can hear about the ginger, the mushroom, and everything. And here's the deal. I asked for something special for my people. If you buy, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it myself. Join me. Buy 2 bottles, you're going to get 1 free. You buy 3 bottles, you're going to get 2. You're going to get 2 free. So this is like 30 to 40% off. Just go to ancientnutrition.com/Lance. Use the code Lance Rocks, and you'll get your 30 to 40% off. Join me in this. And I wish we could have thought of this earlier. We don't have to put a word into the comment section, but I want you to write to me. Comment to me if you're taking these products, what the experience is, because I need to.
We can do a word. Just pick a word.
Can we do a word?
Any
pick a word
you want. We'll pick a word. Put it right in there.
And so the word is going to be gut. Thank you. It's going to be gut, because I want to look at your gut health and see if you're having the same benefits that I am. Because frankly, when I hear things like lactic acid, it strikes me as weird. Why would I want acid in my system? But obviously, Dr. Rubin is explaining how this combination of 30 uniquely beneficial strains coming together produce the maximum impact. I'm telling you, soil-based organisms. Because what you were talking about, Jordan, earlier, about how the old-fashioned foods and stuff before they were processed mercilessly. And I remember my dad would go by the roadside, because we lived in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. We'd pull off, and the farmers would have these boxes out at the end. And, there'd be flies around. He'd grab the watermelons and the tomatoes and the cucumbers. I was the healthiest kid because we were getting it from the farm, buying it on the street with the kids with a box, doing a couple of dollars. I swear those tomatoes and everything, yeah, they were not perfect, but they weren't mushy and mealy. This is what your farm does. I mean, this is basically, I'm back there again when I'm with your products. I'm getting the healthy version of what nature produces. Is that right?
It is. And I want to be very clear. This particular probiotic that is the lead actor in this probiotic for metabolism, we selected it out of 1,600 candidates. So this is the nominee for the probiotic party. I'm speaking your language now, Lance. Out of 1,600. And the reason being is that it had unique characteristics to help people do the following. Digest plant food. Now you might think, well, Jordan, plant food is very digestible. Actually, it's not. Plant foods have fiber, and the fiber is cellulose. And the cellulose in plant food is indigestible. So when you consume this powerful probiotic, it helps you digest fruits, vegetables, grains, seeds, legumes, and beans. So number one, it helps you digest. Number two, it helps create compounds in your body that are antioxidants, intracellular antioxidants associated with longevity. And number three, it helps you even balance your mood. There was a small pilot study we ran, and respondents who took this probiotic said that they had a better mood and better mental well-being along with physical.
Well, that makes total sense, because if you're struggling digesting the meal you just ate, your body is basically fighting to process something. That's going to affect your mood. And it's so interesting you say that, because I thought salads were going to be the healthy alternative. It's green, got, all that healthy, chlorophyll, whatever. And I found it almost indigestible for some reason. After I had my gallbladder taken out, I discovered stuff I thought was easy to digest was actually complicated. But this is going to make a massive difference. I'm ordering it right now. Matter of fact, I'm taking the studio. What I do is I rip it off the studio. When we have it in the studio, I take it home.
You can't take the ones from the studio. That causes so many problems when you take the ones from the studio.
I know, and then they can't find it in the studio because where is it? It's at my house. That's why I actually got to order it twice. But
All right, Lance, I have to tell you a secret just before we end. This is really important. And I'm going to speak in code because we all know that there are certain things that other people don't like us to say on the air. And I'm going to help people get to the point that I'm after. So there is a way to do research on this Bacillus subtilis, which is the key soil-based probiotic in our probiotics for metabolism. Now, I want to tell you this. During the course of the last 4 years, we have been very concerned about supporting our immune system. And I have said this before, this particular probiotic is an internal shield. It creates a zone of inhibition so certain bad guys can't take hold in your gut, or rather in your body. So think about it this way. It is your first line of defense against environmental toxins, environmental weapons, and this particular probiotic creates a substance called biosurfactants. So if you look up on PubMed, which is the online National Library of Congress medical publications of studies, you'll find that Bacillus subtilis creates biosurfactants, which is like what makes shampoo have suds. It's a surfactant. It lowers the surface tension of liquid. And you can also see, and I'm going to be very careful how I word this, biosurfactants help to dissolve the outer membrane of certain germs. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of germ, but it's germs that are ubiquitous, especially today. So if I lead you down the research path, one of the ways that the probiotic that is a key of the 30 in our probiotic for metabolism helps to support and protect your body's immune system by helping to break down the coding of certain invaders in our body. And I will tell you, Lance, Mercedes, and team, every person listening should have a natural biological protector in their possession, because it is a way to fight that which could harm your health. And again, I say this carefully because supplements are designed to support natural bodily functions. The immune system happens to be one. They've done studies that show that children who play in the dirt are healthier as adults. People that have pets that go outside and come inside are healthier as adults. You could look this up online. There is research that substantiates it. When you consume these type of probiotics, it helps to naturally fortify your body. Yes, you're going to get a metabolism boost. Yes, you're going to get less constipation, bloating, diarrhea, indigestion that you have occasionally. All of us succumb to that. It's great when you travel and expose yourself to new germs. But trust me when I say this, Lance has done many, many shows and talked often about the dangers that our environment poses, even those that could be man-made. I'm really trying to lead the audience here. I will tell you that when I look at my biological war chest, my biological protection devices, I look at these soil-based organisms as primary, and take it from someone whose gut was a wreck, the worst that gastroenterologists had ever seen. Trust me when I tell you, I would not go anywhere or be anywhere without a probiotic that contains SBOs. And this regenerative organic certified probiotic gives you 50 billion CFUs, which are colony forming units that fortify your gut. Lance, to give you an idea of how powerful this is, my first company, Garden of Life, was created on the back of a product that contains soil-based organisms. This version is 50 to 100 to even 200 times more powerful than my original formula in 1998 in March when we launched it. And every person watching, whether you're taking it every day, which you probably should, you need it in your house for the times when you don't feel right in your gut, or better yet, take it every day so that you can provide your internal environment the greatest protection it can have. And I'm glad you sort of are reading between the lines here, but I got to tell you, the next thing that happens in our country, I'm going to be glad that these probiotics are in my gut, and I'm going to take them every day so I can make it through without struggling.
I got that message loud and clear. We got a smart audience. Best to take it first thing in the morning. I see you recommend 2 capsules. Do you take them at the same time, 1 in the morning, 1 at night? What do you recommend?
It's a great question. I like it first thing in the morning because it's your emptiest stomach. Now, this is what I do, and I think it's important for you to understand. I'm a zealot, and I'm someone who knows what it's like to struggle with digestive issues and don't want to go there again. I take 2 first thing in the morning and 2 right before I go to bed. I literally have it in my bathroom, and it's the last thing I take and then the first thing I take. And I feel like it protects me. I feel like overnight the organisms are taking residence and ready to battle whatever the next day has to throw at me. I also feel like during the night, it helps to break down things that need to be disposed of in my body. It truly is the ultimate colon cleanse. And it makes me think of another humorous movie related to gut health. But the point being, we don't like to talk about gut issues. We don't like to even watch the commercials for these OTC products or supplements that show people running to the bathroom, that talk about how painful and frustrating these gut challenges can be. It's not dinner table conversation, but more and more people deal with this every day. They're getting rid of gluten. Mercedes, we talked about that off the air. They're eliminating dairy. That could be smart for some, but how about taking a probiotic that helps you digest gluten, digest dairy, digest beans, digest meat? And for you, Lance, you mentioned not having a gallbladder.
Right.
The challenge you would have are digesting fats, because gallbladder helps to digest fats. The probiotic in our probiotics for metabolism helps to digest fat, not only when you take it, but 24 hours a day. It's like an enzyme factory. And you can tell that to Annabelle, Lance, that you don't need to take enzymes necessarily, because you've got an enzyme factory inside your body.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, because when I don't have my enzymes and I'm on the road, boy, am I miserable. All right, metabolism support probiotics. This is a must. I'm actually going to take 2 right now once we get off the air. So I want you to go to ancientnutrition.com/Lance. Use the promo code LanceRocks to get 30 to 40% off of your order. And I know you're smart people. You're going to take action. Dr. Jordan, I'm going to release you back to the Edison Laboratory to come up with the next. I think this is it right now. I want to put those 50 billion colony-forming units to work protecting my anatomy right now. Out of the 1,600 candidates, you picked the Academy Award candidate. I'm ready to take it. I'm in the state of mind to take it. All right, we're going to have to end this broadcast because I'm going over. ancientnutrition.com/Lance. If you're listening to this on a podcast, remember to use the code LanceRocks. And if you're watching this like on Facebook and other channels, I want you to use the word gut. And you can begin a conversation with the rest of us about what is happening with you as you take these products. God bless you. Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you, Dr. Jordan. And we'll be seeing you again tomorrow.
Did you enjoy this latest episode? Please remember to share it with your friends, because the more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to navigate the world.